Hey guys, Clint Darden, Darden.com, and of course the House of Bicep. I'm here at EliteFTS.com with my buddy Andrew here. We're going to work on his log press, see if we can fix some of the mistakes that he is having, make him and you a better presser. So let's get started. You said you don't normally have any kind of problems with the clean, but if you make the clean easier, your press is obviously, I think most people have that problem or find the same thing. If you can make the clean easier, the press is obviously going to be easier. So you want to just go through a couple of cleans. This is 110, something we can just play with. So I'll just step out of your way here, see if we can pick up a couple things that's going on.
Just cleans?
Whatever you want to do. You want to clean and press?
All right, we'll start clean and press.
Now, do you feel comfortable with that clean? Because your hips are pretty high, which makes you think you're probably a fairly good deadlifter as well. When you use a larger log, this is a 10-inch log. When you use a 12-inch log in competition, I think sometimes you'll see a lot of people, they have to squat down a little bit more because the log handles are out here instead of in here. So where it's close, you can actually pick it up. I would tell you to wear a belt. That way you can get that little cheat factor on the clean. That way, once you get it to your knees and you can squat all the way down, you can actually use that belt to pop and stand up, because with a really heavy log, you don't want to end up popping a bicep or having to curl a log, because your best log press is around 270. We can't curl 270.
Definitely not.
Absolutely. On the press, I want you to do this exact same thing. The only thing that I want to see you do different on the press than what this one rep you just did was when you are right here with the log, the only thing that your knees did was come straight forward. And what I want to see you do is I want your knees to go out. I want you to hit the blades of your feet a little bit, just like a jerk in weightlifting. I don't want to see your knees come forward. That puts a lot of stress on your knees. I want your knees to go out here. That way you can drive up. Because if your knees go forward, the first thing that happens is you're going to be leaning back just like this. So you really have no legs to drive up. You've got calves to drive up, and you can't calf press 270. But if we can get your legs a little more into it and your knees go out, your body is still center line. You have to lean back a little bit because it is a log, but your body is still center line, and you can actually use your legs to drive up from there.
Makes sense.
So just try it and play with it. See if you can feel anything different. Clean the same way. Now think knees out on this, nothing else but knees out. Okay, take it back to your chest. Now I want you to spread your feet out about 1 inch each foot. And just think knees out, weight on the blades of your feet.
Definitely a lot better.
Might be a lot better. It might throw things off technically a lot. When someone comes to me and says, hey, I'm having knee pains or patellar tendonitis, something like that, one of the first things I'll ask is, when does it hurt? And almost all strong men will say it hurts when I press. So whether they're pressing with an axle, pressing with a log, pressing with a dumbbell, I can almost always guarantee that the one thing that they are doing wrong is when they are right here with the log or the bar, their knees are going forward, and that puts all of that weight right there on the knee and the calf, and they don't have any drive up. So if all they can do is spread out, keep the chest, I tell people to present the chest when they are here, then they can actually use their legs to drive up and then push the log to go under. You mentioned you do a push press. Can you do a push jerk? Can you do a second dip?
Yep.
All right, let's see what we can come up with here. Think about it, knees out. That's smooth. There's not really anything to correct on that. The only thing I tell people with the log is to continue to work on your strict press and your push press, because nobody presses a 400-pound log with a jerk. So you're going to have strong shoulders, you're going to have strong triceps. You're going to have to be able to press, because at the end of the day, everyone has to press out a heavy log. When you're working with a light weight, or for those very select few that can dip under it, always don't forget that you're not dipping just for the sake of dipping. You are driving up, and at that point, the log is almost free and you're actually just pushing yourself down. Okay, try one more. This probably isn't enough weight for you, to be honest. Okay. But no, it's okay. This is good. Try one more. And I want you to relax, keep your elbows up. A quick dip, not a slow dip down. But when you're here, make a quick knees out and drive under. But don't press until the log is, until you're at a full extension all the way up. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Okay, quick dip, knees out, extend up and drop down. That's really, really fast. That's crazy fast. And actually, the double dip is hard to do with 110 pounds because if you drive all the way up with your body, yeah, it's going to fly up on its own. I really wish you guys would have found me someone that had a lot of problems with their log press, because this guy's actually a really, really good log presser, and there's not much I can tell you to do. In your training, do you know what works for you on your log press?
Yeah, what works best for me is when I separate on 2 separate days, heavy log pressing. So I'll do push pressing out of the rack, and on my other day I'll do speed work with a lot of Vipers.
Okay. Do you ever do any kind of incline log press?
I don't personally.
Okay. Well, if you know what works for you, there's absolutely not a single reason to change it.
You could always learn though.
You can always learn and try new things. So always kind of add something new in and see if it works. But I think you're on the right track, man. Keep working on the strict press. Keep working on the push press. Get your shoulders stronger, triceps stronger. Do board presses work for you?
Never tried.
Never tried board presses?
Yeah, I have a limited experience with a lot of moves.
Well, they're not a board press with the log, but a board press just with the bench press. A lot of strongmen have found that when their 3 board press was up, they knew that their log press was up. If they had the leg drive, if they had the back strength, if their technique was good through technical day work on the log press, and their bench press was up, say their 3 board was up as well, they knew they had the tricep strength to lock out almost anything they could get above their head.
I can see that. Definitely something I'll try and implement too.
Well, guys, this is all I've got for this crazy guy. This guy is way too good to need to coach. Come back. We'll see you next time.